Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to carry on with the weekly readings for the sign of Sagittarius. This is going to be for today, November 3rd, up until November 9th. And we're going to get right into it, Sagittarius, excuse me. Still have a cold. I am a Sagittarius myself. And we're going to get right into pulling out your romance angel messages, and then we're going to get into the animal spirits and your forecast. So, my brothers and sisters, my fellow Sagittarius out there, let's see what this week holds for you. The other weeklies have been quite powerful. A lot of changes, a lot of transformation, but everything really happening to pave the way for even greater changes in December to come for a lot of you. So let's see what it's going to be like for our beautiful Sagittarius this week. New love. New person has stirred your romantic feelings. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy, Sagittarius. Wow. And we have finances and career. Now, finances and career, quite interesting because this week, and I'm going to say even this month, November, finances and career seem to have a huge impact on a lot of people's lives, and even on their love life, right? So we're going to see what that all means. And I think a lot of this also has to do with the Jupiter aspect that's coming into December, which promises to bring a lot of good luck and good fortune, abundance. So for those of you who have been working on career paths or financial objectives and you've really been plugging away, December and this November period, also part of the end of November, really is going to prove to be a boon for a lot of you, I think. Rewards will start to come in for all of your hard work, right? All right, Sagittarius, let's pull out your animal spirits, which can be representative of stages you may be entering, energies that may be coming available to you this week to deal with a particular scenario, or even personalities or characteristics of people that you may be encountering. The bear. All right, so the bear has been one that has really shown up a lot for the weeklies this week. Earth energy, of course. We have the horse. All right, Sagittarius. Your animal basically showing up. Also earth energy, and the panther. Wow. Panther energy, fire energy. And, oh, wow. Okay, so we have three heavy animal spirits, right? These are not necessarily predators. The panther, of course, is. The horse isn't so much a predator. Neither is the bear as such, but these are strong, strong animal spirits, Sagittarius. And of course, why not? The bear. Earth energy. Bear talks about coming out of a slumber spiritually, perhaps having been not so open or receptive to that side of yourself or that side of life. You may have been a very sort of stoic, black and white sort of personality, or you may have just not had time to indulge your spiritual side, your spiritual interests, right? And so the bear talks about waking up to that. There's an enlightenment. You can see sort of the ring of enlightenment. And he's an earth creature, right? This is the alchemical symbol for earth. And so although this is a spiritual awakening, I'm going to say it's a spiritual awakening for a lot of you in the sense that you begin to see the connection between spirit and matter, spirit and earth, and how the spiritual can really impact your day-to-day life, right? It can impact what we would call the realm of the material, the suits, the pentacles, which is associated with that earth energy. And you begin to sort of awaken to that, right? To that connection, to the understanding that there is an air, an energy of the spiritual realm, even in the material realm, right? And Maybe that you have most recently also had events that have been really eye-opening. They could have been epiphanies, understandings. You may have had an experience most recently that's really opened your eyes to things like synergy or destiny, or things happening as if they are divinely led, and you are just slowly beginning to see them and understand them. And this is what we talk about in this kind of slow, like, awakening from a slumber, and now your eyes are open. Very nice energy. Horse comes in, and the horse is really is the master of the earth elementals, right? The horse is really incredibly strong. The stamina is unmatched of the horse, right? Very strong, led by its intuition as well, which is why we see a crescent with the colors of awakening. Those colors are associated with enlightenment and awakening at the third eye of the horse, because the horse is not only a master of the physical and the earthly realm, but he is also, or she is also, very, very in touch with the spiritual, with his intuitive abilities, right? The horse is strong in a sense that horse energy will carry you over the most difficult terrain, no matter how long your path is or your journey is. The horse's stamina will maintain you. Its strength will carry you, right? And it's really, really, I'm going to say, if you have been working on something like a career or a financial task, or just working on a project, right? And or working on a part of yourself, even a part of your life, to maybe bring your life out of poverty or out of sort of like not having the abundance you want. And it's been a long struggle. Horse energy is the type of energy that continues to carry you. It's that type of energy that continues, that even when you feel like it's been years, I've been struggling for years, how is it that I still have the strength to carry on? Horse energy is at play here. Very, very strong, very, very beautiful. And certainly this energy coming in will lead you to your goal, right? Will help you achieve your goal. The horse is really one of the highest cards for self-mastery and self-realization. Panther energy comes in, and Panther is, of course, fire energy. And the Panther is one of these really strong animal spirits. It is associated with annihilation, right? Annihilation of the old, of negative energies, purging. Panther comes in, is also associated with chaos. Panther energy comes in and it descends like a chaotic storm, but once the dust is settled, you find that as a result of this energy coming into your life, you've been able to purge a lot of unnecessary things. You've been able to purge a lot of unnecessary emotions or ties, right? Ties that you have to things. There's a pastor out there, he calls them soul ties, right? Ties that we have emotionally and psychically to things that keep us held back. You just clear out the old. It's a purging of the old, and it makes room finally for really new growth to come in, almost like it refertilizes you, right? And your environment and your creative ability, your desire to progress forward. However, the Panther does come in very chaotic. He very much pounces, and a lot of times it can, in the middle of this energy coming in, it can feel like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm having to deal with this. This could be like if suddenly you have to move, or if suddenly something happens and it's like, you know, everything is up in the air. You may have to move, suddenly find a new job, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, you find after some time you get through it, and when the dust settles, you find yourself in this really, really sweet spot that you would not have been in had it not been for all of this chaos that kind of forced you to deal with some things. So Sagittarius, very strong energy. And I'm going to say, I'm a Sagittarius myself, and I can honestly say I have definitely resonated with horse and Panther energy before. Panther energy has definitely come into my life before and really caused a lot of chaos. And I found myself kind of like just rolling with the punches, right? And certainly after a while being very, very thankful that it came in, because it took me someplace that I would not have been otherwise, that was much better for me, much more progressive. which is wonderful, really, just a wonderful outcome in the end. So let's get right into your spread. We're going to pull out anywhere from 4 to 8 3-card spreads for you Sagittarius and see what all of these energies mean for you this week. Let's just move this up a little bit. And we are going to get right into it. 5 of Pentacles, this is Panther energy. Ace of Wands and 8 of Cups. So for some of you, yeah, there's been a power struggle. There's been a falling out. And you've had to separate from a group or a person, right? And it's cost you financially. It's caused you a lot of chaos. This could be suddenly moving, suddenly changing jobs. Whatever the case may be, this power struggle that has happened has left you very much isolated, alienated from this so-called group of friends or what have you, right? Could very well be a split between you and a lover, right? A fight that turns into you really... And so not being destitute, I'm going to say, because these figures do look kind of destitute. It's not necessarily that you're destitute, Sagittarius, but it's like, oh, man, you know, it's like, shit, this is really... You know, this has really landed me on my ass, and it's going to take me a minute to get out of this hole as a result of this split or this power struggle. Now, this week you have an Ace of Wands, which comes in, and it's a new opportunity that comes in for you. Suddenly, this new opportunity comes in, and probably because room has been made by this split. This is what I mean by Panther energy. 5 of Pentacles is very much a Panther energy card in the sense that, yes, I know Pentacles are Earth, but 5 is the number for power struggle. And oftentimes this kind of power struggle event really usually involves some kind of argument or chaotic event, right? But it almost always puts you in a position that's much better for you. You almost always, as a result of having to kind of pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you find yourself in a much better position, and oftentimes you find room in your life suddenly for new events, and here it comes. Ace of Wands could as well be a new lover. Remember that the Ace of Wands is the great phallic symbol in the tarot deck. And so oftentimes when Ace of Wands comes up, it can indicate a high level of sexual magnetism between you and somebody else. Attraction, a high level of physical attraction, right? A real kind of passion that ensues. It can also be a new creative endeavor. But whatever the case is, Ace of Wands is certainly the opportunity for something new coming into your life that is extremely close to your heart, that you feel very, very passionate about. You end the week with the 8 of Cups, which is you find out, and I'm going to say for some of you, as a result of this 5 of Pentacles and this new love, perhaps, right, coming in, I'm going to say this is probably a new lover because we have an 8 of Cups here. And this could be certainly a split from an ex-lover, but this new person coming in, you end the week really feeling 8 of Cups in a sense that you're realizing time is the time is over for you to keep pouring your energy into people who don't give you anything back. 8 of Cups is about learning how to put boundaries up. Learning to put boundaries up for how much energy you're willing to expend on a person, certainly when they're not willing to give you anything back. And you really turn your back on sort of shallow relationships. You set standards, you set boundaries, and you really work towards elevating your connections, elevating your interpersonal relationships, right? Elevating them to a standard where you're dealing with quality people, the type of people that you want to put your energy into because you get something back from them. You at least feel love and appreciation back from them. And you certainly feel as though, you certainly don't feel as though it's an empty well that you continue to pour all of your energy into for nothing. And this is a really great outcome. And this could very well be a case of new love and releasing your ex-Sagittarius. 6 of Swords, the Strength card, and the 5 of Swords. So some of you are moving away from a very kind of probably tumultuous period in your life. You are moving, some of you are actually moving, okay? You're going to be moving or setting up sort of the groundwork to get ready to move. But whatever the case is, 6 of Swords certainly talks about progressing into a more harmonious sort of environment and state of mind, right? So whether you are intentionally just, focusing on turning your back on arguing, and turning your back on Five of Swords, right? Which shows up here. I'm going to get into it, but turning your back on, pettiness and sort of back and forth, arguing with others, fighting with others, being brought, allowing people to bring you down to their level. You kind of turn your back on them. For some of you, that also results in a physical move. You actually move away, maybe from where you're living at now, the town you're at, or the group of people that you're dealing with. Now, you enter the week with this kind of focus, and you get matched with a Strength card. And I think for some of you, Strength comes in this week because you begin to realize how strong you truly are, right? Because I think for some of you, it has been quite a struggle to get away from some of these negative emotions and these negative energies, right? And I think with the Strength card coming in, you really kind of realize that it's also that moving is not going to be enough. It's also time to put some boundaries in place, right? And say, look, you're not allowed to get this close, or you're not allowed, you know what I mean? I'm not going to let, I'm not going to let what happened before happen again. I realize now that I have to put boundaries up, and I have to enforce them and make sure that people respect my boundaries, right? It's all about ensuring that people respect your boundaries and not letting people overwhelm you or overstep those boundaries, and then they descend on you. This is the essence of the Strength card, learning that, right? Learning when to say no, when to give in the sense of when to say, look, I can't handle this, and so you need to just stay away, right? This is all about finding strength. But in the end, you end the week with a Five of Swords, and I'm going to say that as you put up some of these boundaries, some people are going to continue to try to engage you. Five of Swords, they're going to continue to be really underhanded and sneaky and try to get you back into this negative space with them, Sagittarius. And so just be ready for that, You've already turned your back on them, but it's not like just because you turn your back on this sort of dynamic that they're going to just be like, oh, okay. Sometimes that can, Sagittarius, that sometimes when you make real intentional steps to increase your own sort of positivity, right? People double down on their negativity, and that's certainly going to happen this week. Four of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and a Queen of Wands. Wow. So for some of you, you really entered the week feeling nervous about money right now. It could certainly be that you're going through a period right now where money is very tight. You may be trying to achieve something that's spreading you thin, and you're just feeling really anxious. You're just feeling really anxious. The holiday time is coming up, and you just, you want your stability in front of, for some of you, the stability is definitely going to be coming in anyway. I already noticed for the coming months. But right now, this week, some of you Sagittarius are entering the week with a bit more anxiety and a bit more sort of restlessness about what's going to happen. You get met with a Queen of Cups, which is interesting because somebody gives you a cup of love in the sense that they share with you. They really are like a shoulder for you to lean on. And you very much feel like supported, right? In an emotional way, because of the stress of this worrying here, you feel very sort of supported emotionally, and it's what you need. It's exactly what you need, right? It almost feels like horse energy, even though horse energy is earth energy, it still supports you in whatever way you need it. And so the Queen of Cups is she's very supportive because she's able to empathize. She's able to share and listen. She's able to listen to your feelings and share her feelings, right? And so she really feels, she can really make you feel like she's right there with you. And in this way, that's very supportive. You end the week with a Queen of Wands, interestingly enough, Sagittarius. And I want to say that although you come into the week with a little bit of nerves and apprehension, after dealing with your Queen of Cups, and this could be your lover, this could be a new lover who comes in and begins to provide you with some emotional sort of support. And whatever the case may be, you end the week with a Queen of Wands, which is very much your energy anyway, Sagittarius, because Queen of Wands is, of course, water aspect of fire. It's also the Queen of Wands is the strongest queen in the deck in terms of facing troubles, facing trials and tribulations, facing the ups and downs of life, getting through difficult times and learning from them is this queen's forte. Right, and she's also the queen that is very strong, has a huge amount of stamina to be able to face things, and so in this way she also resonates very strongly with horse energy. Excuse me, Sagittarius. And of course, you end the week off right back in that skin. So for some of you, even though you may start off anxious, you certainly get right back into this power position, and you're ready to face what comes next. Seven of Swords, there you are showing up in your reading between two sevens. All right, Seven of Swords, Temperance, and Seven of Pentacles. Seven is the number for dreams and aspirations, but Seven of Swords is the great dream thief. It's very hasty. This is a lesson, Sagittarius. Some of you may be coming into the week feeling a bit hasty, rushing things, right? Doing things that are futile. You know what the right thing is to do, Sagittarius. You already have the intuitive ability to understand what you should be doing. But for some of you, I want to say, because you're resonating with this kind of worry about money, you entered this week kind of not taking the time, not being patient, right? You entered this week very much kind of like trying to cut corners. Seven of Swords talks about that, right? Talks about cutting corners. And it's generally the card for futility, because it's like, it can also be that in some areas, Sagittarius, you may be feeling as though you've tried everything and you're just completely exasperated. That's the other side of Seven of Swords, is when you just feel like you've tried everything. You know, you simply have, you feel like you're beating your head up against the wall and nothing, you know, everything you've tried isn't really working. This could be in a business or in a financial area. And it could just be the frustration of things not moving along the way you'd like them to move along, right? However, a Temperance energy comes in, and this is you showing up, the best of you. The essence of Sagittarius shows up and really reminds you that you need to be tempered. You need to be tempered. This is one of the reasons Sagittarius is such an optimist, because although Sagittarius individuals do suffer with a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot on our plates, right? We deal with a lot on our plates, and it can be very hard. Certainly, Taurus energy is almost always at play in our lives. When we take the moment to slow down and to temper ourselves, right? Because we know we have the ability within us, if we simply just slow that heat down a little, we temper ourselves, right? We're able to get back to a place of balance, and our optimism comes back in again, right? We're like, okay, I got over that hurdle. You know, it's going to be better next time, right? Seven of Pentacles is how you end up the week. And you end the week with Seven of Pentacles in the sense that you really begin to evaluate some of the fruits of your labor. I think some of your rewards start to come in, and you get to start to see some of your work, right? Like, you've worked very hard, and up until now, it's felt like you've been banging your head up against the wall. But again, Temperance energy comes in just in time to calm you down, because by the end of the week, fruit of your labor begins to bloom and come in. You know, the rewards do, just as soon as you're about to sort of throw your hands up and throw the towel in, it's like, hang on, it's just around the corner, and it certainly comes in. By the end of the week, you begin to see a lot of the fruits of your labor, and this is when you can begin to really reevaluate if what you have been doing is working, right? And I'm going to say, for some of you, you're going to see some really beautiful fruit come in at the end of this week. This is going to be the last spread. Empress energy, Ace of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, you enter this week extremely creative. You're full of all kinds of ideas. You feel beautiful. You feel strong. You also really desire to begin... I'm going to say, for some of you, you really desire to not begin, but, you know, you may have already been doing this, but to take some real time out for yourself. You realize that right now, if you want to achieve what you want to achieve, you're going to have to put some of your energy back into yourself, to reinvigorate yourself, to keep yourself vital and nourished, etc. Empress energy is all about being nurturing, but also oftentimes comes in when we need to be nurturing to ourselves, be kind to ourselves, because we, you know, we need it. we need to be sort of replenished of our energy because what we're dealing with right now requires it, right? The Empress is the great mother. She produces the greatest creation of all, which is children. In order to stay that high, keep that high level of creativity, she must continue to take care of herself and to nurture herself. This week comes in an Ace of Swords, and you get a kind of victory. It's a kind of sort of news comes in, information comes in. It could be that a certain business issue or career or finance issue takes a different turn and goes down a new path, and it's a path of triumph, right? It begins a new path that is kind of letting you know, hey, see, you knew this was going to happen. You worked hard. It's coming in, because Ace of Swords is also a sense of victory. And so for some of you, there's a new sort of path that your life is taking that is bringing with it a sense of victory, a sense of rewards, and you end up the week as the King of Pentacles, right? So King of Pentacles is having, a proven track record, abundance. You are the master. It's like you've done so much work, and now this week, for some of you Sagittarius, the triumph comes in, just like before with the Seven of Pentacles. The rewards begin to come in. And this week, your triumph, your payoff, everything that you have been working so hard for comes in. Understanding comes in. You begin to see why certain things have to go the way they go. You begin to understand more. All of this comes in with the Ace of Swords. Clarity, clear thinking, new ideas also, inventiveness, but certainly a sense of victory. And it's like it propels you right away into a position of status, authority. You have arrived, right? This is officially having learned the wisdom and the experience that you needed, and now you are officially a master at what you do, or you are, you know what I mean? You have now sort of proven that you are capable of manifesting, of accomplishing your goals. This is all very much to do with finance, career, and business. So this is going to be for some of you who've been working on a business for a long time or a particular career path. This week you arrive. Very nice indeed, Sagittarius. Very strong, abundant energy. Very beautiful. Also very much talking about hanging in there, Sagittarius. Hang in there. For some of you, I'm going to say this is a very Nine of Wands moment. Nine of Wands is, of course, Sagittarian energy. It's digging deep. It's pulling out that last little bit of strength, because I promise you this next month or two towards the end of 2019, coming into 2020, is really going to be an incredible month. And more so for you, certainly, than for a lot of people, because also because of some of the astrological aspects. All right, guys, this is it. November 3rd to November 9th. This is your wonderful weekly reading, Sagittarius. I hope it resonated. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video on your social media. Give me a comment below. All of these things, they take a moment for you to do, but they are incredibly important to me because they really help my channel to grow. And this is what I do for a living. I dedicate my time to this channel and to providing these readings. And so every little thing that you do to help me grow, even just coming by and watching the premiere of my videos, is very, very, very much appreciated, guys. All right? From one fellow Sagittarian to another, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.